Today I'm going to be building my Bomb Moto B1. So we just took it out of the crate it comes in. There's like about 16 bolts. You just got to take them off with the Allen key. It's the bike, the bars, plastics. You got the key. You gotta put on the forks and the front wheel and the brakes, and that's about it. So this is what I got for the bike. I got some grease, some Loctite, and then the rest. This is EMX Brandon's kit for the Bomb Moto B1. Well, I actually got a B2 controller, but he tuned it for a B1, so got the 72450 controller far driver. His custom mount comes with the key volt, or just a voltmeter, authentic surround throttle, waterproof security harness, 3-speed switch, bolts and nuts, and then the Bomb Moto battery or a Morge, depending on what you choose, will come with battery leads. I do recommend getting these just for the build, the double-sided mounting squares, and I do very well recommend Velcro strips. EMX Brandon's kit comes with zip ties as well, so that's really all. It's not that costly, it's not that pricey, but I definitely would recommend getting it from him. All you have to do is auto learn. Just hit up EMX Brandon on Instagram, TikTok, and other social media platforms. They'll let you know a price. They come pre-tuned, so they're ready to plug in and rip. We're unboxing the bike right now. The front tire comes not on, obviously.
Oh, it comes with the keys too.
Yeah, it comes with the keys, just like that, and then the brake sensors. And then let's look into what you get with the bike. So the brakes, they're pretty beefy. We got big moto brakes, front and back. Come with some brake sensors, but I'm just gonna unplug them because I don't really like brake sensors. So we're gonna do that, get the bike mounted up on the stand, and then let you guys know what else there's gotta be to unbox and the rest of it. Basically just put it all together, and yeah. So the shock comes up when you first get it. You just have to take the bolt out, thread it in, then screw the nut on. Just gotta be careful because this thing's pretty flimsy if the shock isn't on. Once you get it on, I'd screw it down, lock it down pretty good, and then you should be good.
Yep.
Alright. So the graphics come with a little film on them. Just gonna peel that off. Just like so. Be careful so the film doesn't catch onto the graphics and pull the graphics up. Just like that. Yeah, you could do the other side. And yeah, see how that just lifted up? You gotta pinch your fingers under there and make sure the film does not stick to the graphics. So you gotta get your finger in there and pull up.
Same thing on this side.
Where is the battery?
It's in the house.
Oh yeah, a Morge 2 volt?
72 volt, pretty sure 30 amp. I haven't checked yet.
Bomb Moto. Oh. Not the whole thing.
Good.
Whoa. Over here. Looks pretty clean. This is just
so we're now
unscrewing
the brake sensors, just like so. Just take the Phillips head and unscrew it. No oil's gonna be leaking out unless you're doing something wrong. We got the keys mounted up right here to the brake line. Whole thing off. Simple. Throw that off. We got we got 2 keys for the bike ignition, and then 2 other keys. It looks like kind of a vending machine key that plugs into right here. That basically, those are your knobs to do like power and throttle aggression. But if you get the kit from EMX Brandon, which I do recommend, you're not supposed to use the knobs, so just don't plug them in. There's not a live wire, so you can just leave it floating in the frame. Looks like we got a little front number plate here. Looks pretty nice. We got a Bomb Moto bar pad. I like that. Oh god, this bike's about to fall. We got the looks like an owner's manual. This looks like a back axle. Nope, this is a front axle because the back axle is already on. This is a collar to tighten your front fork stem, I think. They send you an extra train. That's pretty nice. That might be a little message. That might mean you're snapping chains over here. Comes with a, wow, it comes with a nice toolkit. Got a lot of tools in here. It's pretty good.
So these keys, the small ones, open up this and you could have these two knobs tuned and they adjust some speed and your power.
If you get EMX Brandon's kit, they do not come fully programmed, so I just leave them, obviously, like I said. You gotta
Still
really,
clean looking?
You gotta build this, you gotta
break it in,
break it in, because this thing is pretty hard. Now let's lock this thing up. And now
twist
let's
it
put
back.
on these bar clamps and let's
Get these
bars
bars
mounted.
on.
Already looks like we've done some messing up. Strip the shit out of that bolt.
Alright,
that's gotta suck. So you're supposed to be tightening these very, very, very safely, or not safely, very cautiously, because they do strip out easily. Anything on this bike will strip out pretty easily. This thing is a little bit smaller than I intended it to be, but let's get the forks on and really see what the bike looks like.
We got the first fork side on stanchion. Right, put thread locker on these triple clamp bolts. You do not want these coming off. Pretty easy, just slide them on and that's all. After that, it's the front wheel, put in the axle, and this build's going along pretty quick.
So you want to be really careful with these triple clamp bolts. They do strip out really easy.
Look, thank you to BMX Brandon for hooking us up.
EMX, okay, but we already stripped that front one out, so just be careful with all the bolts on the bike. You know, could be really, could mess it up if you strip all them out.
Go to the back.
So you want the smallest, or the smallest spacer going exactly like this, but you want the spacer on the opposite side, so yeah,
show it real quick. Just like this, you put the spacers on in here.
And then the longer bolt, the longer spacer you want on this side, on the brake side. We got the front wheel on. You just want to make sure you have it routed just like this through the fork, and then it just mounts right on the disc, just like that.
Alright, so it's just two 8mm bolts to get this brake rotor on. Make sure it's not compressed and onto the disc, right?
Make sure you don't tap the front.
Yeah, make sure you don't press them while they're off the bike. Just screw this on. It goes like this, if anyone's wondering. Can't really see it, but it's kind of dark. But yeah, two 8mm bolts. They should practically line themselves up, but there's a fork guard on it, or like a guard for any like things, I don't know. And there's a little guide, so yeah. Alright, so we got the seat off. It's just one bolt under, you hold it on, and then it's two bolts right here for the plastics. The seat, you pull it back and it just slides off. Plastics are these 4 Phillips head and these 2 bolts. They have a nut on the bottom.
Wow,
and
these feel nice.
Yep, brakes are also very tappy.
Wow.
You got to take the plastics off if you want to like organize the cables. You can.
No, you have to take the plastics off to put in. So the bike only comes with the motor. You have to order a battery from Bomb Moto.
Yeah, this is just a roller. Yeah. All right, so before you put the battery in, I would probably recommend using foam. And they come with these straps now, and this is a little challenging. And I don't really know how we're gonna do this. It's a pretty tight fit, but it should come on. And
it's pretty tight.
Well, update after it's on. So we got the battery in, put a few straps on it. Now we're just working on all the connectors.
We're also putting on the
got the throttle on, brakes all hooked up. Next thing's probably controller and the ignition, and then put the plastics back on.
The ignition connects to the security harness.
Yeah, and also the chain does come a little tight. This is pretty tight. Yeah, and it snaps. So you might want to like put this on another. They do send another chain because they know it's gonna snap or something. But it's alright.
Got the throttle hooked up. Got the voltmeter. Me personally, I like to run the 3-speed switch on the left, voltmeter and throttle on the right. Just make sure your throttle isn't basically going all the way in, because it'll get caught and basically, you know, be sticky. So if it does stick, move a 1/4 inch out. Be dialed. You want to make sure to run the throttle, voltmeter, 3-speed switch all on the left side as much as the key ignition. So you have all of your basically plugins on the left, and then you want basically a controller, phase wires, hall sensor all on the right, battery leads as well. So got all the phase wires hooked up and put the little cover back on, hooked up the battery leads, and they're anti-spark. So first I would hook up the charger port to the smaller battery lead, and now hook up the battery lead running from the controller to the battery. Slowly plug it in because they are non-spark, so they're not going to spark. Just slowly plug it in. And basically, you want this harness, when you slide the controller in, slide it through there and out on the other side. That's why I told you guys to put all these on this side, so everything on this side will hook up on that side, and phase wires will hook up over here in the battery leads as well on the right side. So we're now plugging in the security, or not the security, the safety harness.
Wiring harness, main wiring harness.
It's a little bit hard, you know, you just gotta make do with what you have. Slide around, get a little slippery. So we have the battery leads on this side. We have the hall sensor. We're gonna slide it under.
I can't wait to
we have the battery lead. We're gonna plug it into the battery, and then we're going to plug the controller into the battery leads and hook it all up. I will turn the camera back on right when we're about to turn it on, because we have to go through the auto learn process. Very easy and simple, but I will tell you guys exactly how to do it. So now we're ready to plug the key in. Abil, why don't you go ahead and connect the battery leads?
Yeah, why are you making me do it?
Hold on, just make sure it's does it matter? Evan,
yes.
Evan, does it matter?
Look, the shape has to match up, but
wait, hold on. No explosion yet.
all right, plug in the key. I'll take this. Let's see.
All right, now we should hear a beep sequence. Let's just make sure everything's plugged in. Yada yada yada.
Oh no, it's about to blow
Everything
up.
should turn on. You should hear a beep sequence.
All right.
Now after the beep sequence, or you want to make sure the motor is free of any obstruction. You want to make sure it can spin 100% good. So you want to take the chain off, and once you turn it on, you'll hear beeps. And once you hear the beep, I will then show you what to do. It's a very simple process.
Click it on. Why are we backing up? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
There we go. Okay. We got the 77 volts. Okay. Beep sequence.
Now you want a full throttle.
It's doing its sequence.
Should go forward, stop, then go backwards.
Well, might having some issues right now. Maybe. What can we do? Do you throttle it again? Oh, beep sequence. Maybe you didn't finish it. Oh, there we go. All right, you just have to let that finish. A little full throttle. Then it'll stop, and it'll go backwards again. Oh yeah, slowing down. This is just to tune up the throttle, by the way. It does this when you have a new controller on a bike, just to make sure your throttle isn't like jittery or like
Stops.
It tunes up.
Go backwards.
Yep. There we go. Should be good. All right, we're gonna try again. We have some knowledge from someone who's a professional, and let's see
what to do. So we're gonna switch into mode 3 and just
mode 3. Wait for the code.
Yeah.
All right.
Full throttle. Don't let off.
Let's see. I think we might have the same issue again, but maybe something might change.
It's full power.
Yeah, it's stuck on not full power. I don't know what's going on. We'll get back to you when it's ready. All right, we did end up getting the chain back on. Only took like 2 minutes.
Got the battery plugged in.
Yep, battery's all in. Everything's good. We're just charging it up right now. All the cells are surprisingly balanced for not ever having the bike on and actually working, so that's good. For a driver, I would honestly really recommend this controller. Super like simple process if you do everything right. And yeah, next clip we'll be riding, and we'll see how this thing performs.
So before the riding clip, you have to cut these plastics just so they fit. You know, it's basically like a DIY bike. You do what you want, basically. I mean, there's no perfect way to do it. You just really do it how you think it makes sense. But I mean, hooking up everything, I would say, is like a right way to do it, because you don't want to mess that up. I am gonna move the brake lever up a little bit. Dude, I might loosen the chain a tad bit. This thing just comes tight. So yeah. So basically, the chain roller is getting pulled that way because the chain is so damn tight. So we're about to loosen this shit up. Hopefully, get this thing up and running by tonight if we have no more issues. But I mean, you saw we had a little bit of issues, but then we resolved it. Everything is resolved. You can always resolve anything. Brakes are actually pretty good, but if the bike messes up, doesn't turn on, don't quit from there. You know, just keep trying until you get it. It's really mindset when you're trying to build bikes.